So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing, and this is my pre-fight thoughts in regards to this weekend's fight between Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Now this is a big event which is taking place in Saudi Arabia, and it's got a brilliant stacked card where there's some good fights on there, and it's a heavyweight dominant show, but some brilliant fights. And I'm more intrigued realistically to see some of these fights take place because it's been a while really since we've had a lot of activity from the heavyweights. A lot of them have been inactive, or we haven't seen half decent fights this year, and we've been let down. We've been let down a lot, and I wasn't realistically gonna be covering this show because it's not something which I'm a fan of realistically. Because why should the best boxer fight an MMA? You know what I mean? A heavyweight MMA star who has never boxed before, because it's a mismatch. It is what it is. It's a mismatch. Francis Ngannou has just got a puncher's chance. As I said a second ago, this is his first heavyweight or first boxing fight in the ring. And being in the ring to being in the cage are two totally different things. You could say that it's fighting and every man knows how to punch, but it's not that. Ngannou has got multiple different game like types of fighting. He's got groundwork, he's got kicking, he's got punching. So when you combine all that and then you just try and stick to one element in the ring, especially when you're coming off against someone who is the master of his element, you're gonna get your head boxed off. So again, my thoughts in regards to this big show with Francis and Tyson is that it's a one-way show. If Tyson Fury loses this, it's the biggest upset since God knows when. So if I had to put money on this fight, or if I had to put my house on this fight, I'd literally I literally put everything on Tyson Fury. So yeah, that's where I'm going with this. But as I said a few moments ago, there's some brilliant fights on this card. First off, we see the young heavyweight pup Moses Atalma. Now he is making his sixth fight debut, if you want to kind of call it that. He's pretty much going to be taking on a guy that I've never heard before. I'm not going to butcher this name realistically. It's Stefan Bernaf or something like that. I probably butchered that to be fair. But this guy, his opponent is 10-1. But yeah, again, it is what it is in this fight. It's just another fight to put onto his record, to get him out as well, to keep him active. Um, I would like Italma probably this time next year to be probably in contention for maybe a British level title fight. And I know that he's got ambitions to be the youngest heavyweight champion in history, but I would like him to, if possible, go the traditional route, capture maybe the area, British, Commonwealth, European, blah blah blah, all that palaver. But I don't feel as if that's going to be the case. I feel as if once he gets to maybe 12, 15 and 0, he's going to be rushed. He's going to be rushed big time because obviously these guys want to make that happen. But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing him out again. Looks brilliant so far. Let's hope he could continue with that. And then other fighters on the card as well. Obviously, Joseph Parker makes his return to the ring. Joseph Parker is Joseph Parker. He's fighting a guy called Simon Keane. I don't really know a lot about this guy, but currently this Simon Keane is 23-1. He's got the IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight belt, which is vacant, and a WBO as well. Which I think both of these guys are fighting for that vacant belt as well, which doesn't really mean anything. But as I said, Joseph Parker is Joseph Parker. He's trying to rebuild himself after what happened against Joe Joyce, sorry. So again, it'd be good to see how he comes back and see what he's got to offer. And you never know, realistically, in heavyweight boxing, that if some of the belts, do get fragmented next year, he could possibly push up into some of them rankings and maybe be eligible for a title shot at some point. Anyway, getting back on track. We got Carlos Takam versus Martin Bakole. If this fight was, let's say, 2, maybe 3 years ago, I'd be like, yo, this is going to be some fight. But realistically, again, if I had to put my money on this fight, who's going to win, it would go into the favour of Martin Bakole. He's the younger man. He's a big heavyweight puncher. And he's on form. And is ranked quite highly as well amongst the heavyweights. So I do feel that he's going to continue his winning spree. I don't think I'm not sure if he's got it in him to maybe stop or knock out Carlos Takam, because he's quite durable, Takam. But I do think this is going to be a bit at times a slugfest. I do see both men getting hurt, and that is Martin Bakole as well. I do feel as if he will get clipped, he will get hurt. But I think it will probably go the distance, this fight. But yeah, again, a fight that I'm quite looking forward to watching. And then we also have Arslanbek Makhmudov. Yeah, again, up and coming rising star in the heavyweight division. Massive guy, massive heavyweight. Just a shame of his opponent. Realistically, he's fighting a guy called Junior Anthony Wright. Again, don't know who this guy is, but yeah, it's not an opponent which I would like to see Arslanbek in with at this stage of his career. I would have loved him and maybe Martin Bakole to have got it on, or maybe him versus Joseph Parker, which I think he kind of destroys Joseph Parker. But they're the type of opposition that I think Arslanbek needs to be getting in with now. Forget these nobodies. No offense to Junior, right? And obviously he's a fighter, he's got a decent record and that, but it's no one who I think is going to trouble him at the end. And I reckon he probably gets this guy out maybe in like 3-4 rounds, potentially, give or take. But anyway, the fight that I am very excited about the most, and I think is going to, if it's anywhere near what we've been seeing in the press conferences, etc., and it lives up to the hype, it's going to be probably fight of the year, and that is Fabio Wardley versus David Adelaide. Now, this is obviously for the British heavyweight, Commonwealth and WBO European heavyweight titles on the line. And I do feel like it's going to be a very exciting fight. But I hope it's just not a bore. Because realistically, both of these guys have chatted a lot of smack or poo, whatever you want to kind of call it, in the press conferences. And they've said a lot. And a lot's gone on before, but are they going to kind of live up to it? Are they going to try and stand and trade at times? One thing is, obviously Fabio is the British champion and Commonwealth, etc. But if Adelaide trades with him, and Adelaide is a big puncher himself, if Adelaide trades with him and Adelaide catches him, how is Wardley going to react? Now, we've seen Wardley hurt multiple times, but he's a warrior. And when he's hurt the most is when he's the most dangerous. So if Adelaide does try and stand with him and trade with him, and let's say he hurts him, he needs to knock him out. Because if he doesn't knock him out, he's going to end up getting knocked out. I haven't seen Adelaide yet tested. I haven't seen his jaw wobbled, realistically. He's been in a tough fight. Who was his tough fight? I can't remember the guy. Who did he fight? There was a guy. Let me just have a look on his record a second. Yeah, he fought a guy not long ago, and it was a very close fight. Names, I can't even get my phone up, but anyhow, that name's gonna bug me now. But it was a very, 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 very close fight. And realistically, he kind of did well. Obviously, he was he's Frank Warren's boy in that, but so he obviously got the decision. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens. There's some good fights on this card, and if it wasn't for the you know what I mean, the cards, the undercards, the fights, realistically, I wouldn't really be making this video, and I wouldn't really be watching it. But because there's so much good fights on, you know what I mean, on the night, I am intrigued, and I am gonna tune in. I'm gonna be a sucker and pay for it. But as I said, I think the you know what I mean, the cards itself, some of the boxes that are on there and the fights that are on there, I do feel that it's going to be value for money. If I was just paying for Tyson Fury versus Ngannou, I wouldn't. I hope Tyson Fury comes through without any sort of controversy and maybe injury, because I want to see the Usyk fight. I want to see it this year. I don't feel as if it's going to be this year. I do think the Usyk fight will be maybe early next year, maybe April time, give or take. But let's wait and see. contracts are signed and all that. But yeah, let's see what happens. Obviously, you guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Out of the fights that I've mentioned, which fight are you obviously intrigued to watch the most? Do you feel that the main event, Ngannou versus Tyson Fury, is going to go to plan? Do you think it's going to be quite straightforward for Tyson Fury? Do you feel that he's going to get caught? Do you feel that he can get clipped? And if he does get clipped, is he going to get put down? Like, can he get back up? Because we've seen what happened when he got clipped against Wilder. He was hurt, but he got back up. So he has got a jaw. He is durable, Tyson Fury. But obviously, apparently, this is Ngannou is a big puncher. But has he got the skills? Is he just going to be one of these swingers? Is he going to be maybe like a KSI? We've seen what happened with him versus Tommy Fury recently. Is he maybe going to just sit back, or is Ngannou going to be prepared to walk Tyson Fury down, try literally stand and try and put pressure on him just to get close and just to land something? Because realistically, as I said, he's only got a puncher's chance, and that's the only way that he's gonna beat Tyson Fury is if he's literally prepared to take 4, 5, 6 shots coming in just to land one. And that one could be a big one. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, guys, please subscribe and comment for more related videos. Bless.